It's the 1st of February, so it's got to be the Zara shop up. Now this season's spring summer is showing us short suits, white, neon, the trench. Everything is in fashion always, really. To me, it's about what suits you. But buying in February for spring summer to me is one of the trickiest things to do. So let's see what they've got right now. White, a little bit of white. Now, like buying the concept of white when it's still winter. In my essentials in Closet Confessions last week, I talked about the importance of a white coat, and there are 3 or 4 really lovely white coats. So there is a white coat, which is very good for a broad-shouldered woman because it has a raglan sleeve and it's dropped and it's kind of fab, double-breasted, sling it on. That, to me, is a good investment. Further down, we'll find a plain white one with gold buttons. That would be, to me, good investment dressing. If you like that floppy look, let's say you're a lady who wants to slightly, not saying you should do it, but you're used to having that open-topped coat, which kind of de-broadens your shoulders and softens you. That kind of drapey one, which you belt and make sure you do belt it and give yourself a waist. Lovely, wintry warmth, but a nice spring in your step. Now, white coats are difficult to keep clean if you're commuting, really tough, but I still think they're one of the most joyful things to have in a wardrobe. Ah, I saw this online. Oh, and they've got that suit again. Oh, where do I start? Okay, so block colouring is always something to me that's in fashion, and it was probably started by Roxanda. She used to do orange and turquoise, but that's quite a chic dress. And for Zara, quite a sort of directional dress, £89. I think what I like about it is it's like when you do the half tuck with the shirt, it's giving you a sense of a waist on one side, but not pressurizing your waist on the other. So I think that's fab. Okay, moving on. Oh, colours I love, chartreuse, you know, yellow, neon is in the season. So if you don't suit neon, would you still do a homage to some yellow? And I think if you're a sort of ginger head, or if you're kind of a caramel skin toned with a brownie eye, this colour is one of the most beautiful colours, between a sort of mustard and a chartreuse, and nice quality. Nice little suit, a jacket, don't particularly like the button. Moving on. I'm kind of going to probably, these kind of dresses, you know, that plain, you can do anything with it dress, but I feel I see them a lot. I think what I like about a dress like this, the colour is lovely, so to get into colour, I'm very happy. And I think I do like the fact that it's sort of, do you see, there's a little bit showing. So this is something you would wear over a trouser. It's actually now becoming incredibly appealing to me because it's actually a layering piece. So you're going to be able to do a little gentle disguising over a tummy, but you can show an elongation of leg with that split. So that could be interesting. Chloe and I, we should maybe consider that for something. A classic white shirt. What I particularly love about a sleeveless shirt is for those women who have jackets that are a bit tight with them on the sleeve and they just don't want to have extra fabric underneath. I love the sort of pussycat detail. It is quite a stiff cotton, but it's quite sharp. It's got covered buttons, which to me make it look more expensive than it is. It's a sort of white, with slightly yellowy white, £29. But I think that's nice. That would suit all of us. Oh, that's interesting. What's that doing? There's something here going on with buttons. I might have to try this on. Oh, that looks, I'm going to have to try on. What drew me to this is that it looks really expensive, but I just want to see how it's actually working. So let's have a look. I don't tend to do a white blazer over dark, but that, you're going to do a little double-breastedness, I think, here, like that. And then it's going to go, oh my God, it goes under there. That actually, that's kind of a fab. That's a fab jacket. Really cool jacket. Different way to do up, you know, not double-breasted, maybe with a sort of skinny pant with a flare at the end. I think undone, I'm just thinking, does that feel unresolved? I don't know if I'd wear it undone. It's something for doing up, isn't it? But do you like it, Chloe?
Yeah, closed.
Closed, exactly. It's a closed moment as opposed to an open moment. Now, just going to see here, because I do quite like this colour. I mean, those are... It's very difficult to get used to the sort of what I call balloon trouser. And I have a pair of these from Alice Temperley, who's one of the first designers I knew to do that real flattering pleated trouser, because it's high-waisted, so you have a really great waistband. And if you happen to have big hips, weirdly, there's enough fabric that it will cover the hip. And then with that lovely chartreuse, look at those colours together. I mean, kind of fab. But, you know, if you're always used to doing the same trouser, consider experimenting this season with a different trouser. So many women say to me, I always wear skinny jeans. You know, could you go the other extreme and do volume with a lovely skinny t-shirts, gold chains and a white blazer? That's a very nice transitional look. I did love this coat, the colour, but this is like from that, you know, the boiled wool kind of coats I've got, Chloe, but it's got the drop sleeve again. And I think the colour is beautiful, but it's that enveloping coat, you know, so I'm just not 100% sure. I love this colour, Chloe. You love this colour so much. I mean, just love that colour. And I just saw it on the model there. So I think we have to try this on, don't we? Because this is so your colour. So your colour, Chloe. So a cobalt blue. Cobalt blue. It's that sort of what I call a balloon coat. You sort of want it to be a bit oversized. But just, you know, I talk a lot about getting colour to make you feel better. And that is just, here, let's get some more light. That's a really great colour. It is quite short in the sleeve. So I think it's very nice, oddly, for a petite woman with a skinny jean and a sort of polo neck, just that bold bit of colour to throw on something. This shirt is still here. I always like the shirt. In fact, I do have the shirt in my wardrobe. And I think what I love, they've done it again, is just this is a real summer or winter shirt. And this time of year, £29 for that kind of very pretty little keyhole detail there. I think that's a lovely shirt. I think I've got it. A lot of pleather around. Now, I'm in two minds about pleather because I think you could be like a pig in a plastic bag in terms of the sweatability. But I look at some of these things and I think you have to feel confident to wear it. And I think if something, a dress like this, to me, you've got to have an amazing leg if you're sort of over 40. And then I would do it, if you have fantastic leg, with exactly the same coloured tights. You know, don't do black tights. And then do a kind of metallic shoe or, I don't know, but I feel you want the continuity of the colour. Consider that. They have that coat in the green in a powder blue. Very pretty. Okay. I did want to look at this again. You remember lots of you have seen my bougainvillea coat, jacket suit from Zara last year, but they've done it again. I'm just going to see what the trousers are like this year. Because I did have two pairs and I cropped one pair, but they're just a straight trouser. They're going to be that length of a 1980s trouser suit. So you have to decide what shoe you wear with it. So I love the colour, but the blazer in itself is a very nice shape. £79. All their blazers now in Zara, women are that kind of price. No, I couldn't buy linen trousers now. It's too early for that stuff, unless you live in Australia, which I know many of you do, but it's for us if it's cold. This is the other coat, look. I did think it was quite smart. Oh my God, and I've seen a nice suit. Okay, so let's just try size. I wasn't sure when I looked at this about the proportion of the size of the buttons for the suit. Tiny details, but just worth thinking about. So I'm going to put it on and just think, actually, does that matter? But when you are looking at things like this, I think you want to make sure buttons look expensive and like they belong to it. So they've obviously bought a set of buttons here, you know, and put them on everything. This is probably an extra small, but it's a nice coat. Slightly ecru, so if you don't suit white, this is a very soft white. And you just have to stand, not stand near any children with jam on their fingers. Yeah, it's a special occasion coat, perhaps, or for somebody who doesn't surround themselves with any dirt whatsoever. Moving along, like that suit, because I like the flow of it. If I was to wear that is cream, and sometimes you see the cut of something, you think it's fabulous, but you buy it and it's not your white. So the only way I could wear that is with a really sharp white shirt. But it's quite a nice suit, quite a nice fabric too. So yes, I would consider that. Oh, this. I had this actually in white. I had this in white last year, but with a pair of blue jeans. Something kind of cool about it. You know, it's not for somebody with big boobs who feels they'll be, you know, but I think it's such a pretty colour. So it's just hanging there. Oh, this is the dress that Chloe and I wore the other day, and you can just see it here, but it's such a nice dress. I'm going to wear it tomorrow for lunch again. It's a beautiful length, and I think that the colour is really pretty. It's definitely still a winter thing, and I love that we're not looking too summery. And in the summer you could do gold shoes and a little gold belt, so it's a very good transitional all year round dress. So I do love that. All right. Oh, look at that. I mean, I look at that. Chloe's going, ooh, too. That to me is, I don't know, I looked on Vogue.com to see trends and I didn't see folksy, but I look at that and, you know, sometimes when you look at something and what you love about it is the memory, not that you wore it a few years ago, but that as a child your mother put you in smocking. And that's what I look at that and I think of either Lila's dresses I used to get for her from Bon Point, but I think that's so pretty, so pretty, so pretty. I want to take a picture of it now, Chloe. I love that. I love that. I just, you know, for me to wear it, not feel, I'd have to have like my black Saint Laurent belt on it and a chunky shoe, but there's something delightful about that dress. And then they've got the same print and they've done a trouser, which I feel is a little bit more unresolved. I don't know if I like the embroidery on a trouser. Our classic jumper, the one a lot of us have now. So every season they do new colors. So the new colors this season are a khaki, which is going to be brilliant for, you know, blondes, for olive skin, brown eyes, brown hair, kind of peach and creamy blondes. It's, you know, khaki is not a good color for me. It's quite a good color for you, Chloe. You can wear khaki, but it's a chic color. They've got a funny color. Again, this is a color for, not for my skin tone, but it's either a color which is very creamy in skin tone or kind of for the olive skin or caramel skin that can't wear white. That can actually look really pretty. They've got it in black as well. That's that. There's that top again. It's nodding at me. Jewelry, let's see jewelry. What jewelry have they got? Obviously, they're doing a bit of a sea collection. So, kind of cool necklace, actually. I quite like that necklace. The earrings are nice. I don't like shepherd's hooks earrings. That's a weird thing for me, but I think that sometimes makes earrings look cheap, but I love that. The ring is kind of cool. Yeah. So, if you like the sea theme. Anything else I missed there? Those the trousers I was just looking at. They might be without the belt. They look quite nice on this very skinny model. But that, you see, look at all this layering they're doing. That's very nice. That's like what I do anyway with my clothes, and they've now made it. So, sorry to look down your front. Yeah, it's a shorter shirt, and it's got that longer bit there. But if you're somebody who wants a bit of protection, but you just want to have a coolness, that's great, really great. Sorry, darling. Excuse me. A bit of pleather again, quite strong. You know, if you love pleather, you'll love it. That, Balmain Eat Your Heart Out, exactly the Balmain shape of jacket with the 6 buttons and the, you know, indentation in a bit of a Prince of Wales check. I think it's chic. Very nice office wear with a white shirt and a black trouser. I quite like that. Yeah, I quite like that. Okay, all right. Bit of bleached denim. I'm not there yet. That coat, yes, this is quite nice. You know the black coat with the gold buttons? Well, they made this now, like my herringbone jacket, in a coat. I think it's kind of fun. There. It's quite loud. I love the jacket, but I think it's cool, and you want to break it up a bit. But I think, yeah, worth looking at. worth looking at, okay? This is the dress that Chloe and I wore, so you can see it close up. It feels like, you know, slightly like the garbage bag, if it was really thick for taking out the stuff from the garden, but so cool. I mean, Chloe, do we feel cool in it? We felt super cool, and I felt that I didn't feel I was trying to look young in it. There was just something about it, and also even with Chloe, with your boobs, like just, you felt so cool in it. So sometimes, you know, somebody's already running out the door with stuff, but I felt so, you know, I spent so many years feeling so concerned about women always showing their cleavage and feeling that they weren't strangled. But I think what I've learnt with you, Chloe, is that it's sometimes, it's not, you want to flatter your body shape, but the importance of that feeling, of feeling great in something, supersedes the strict dictatorial rules that we put in what not to wear. All right, we'll go quickly in the other room, Chloe, and then I think we're done. Because this was a first peek. I still always love a belt, and there's many times I've used winched-in belts. Now that, to me, is the kind of belt that everyone needs to buy, if I can even get it on there. Because that kind of belt, even though it's quite wide, even for you, Chloe, being short-waisted, because there is a distance there and I will be able to see a bit of fabric through it, it won't cut your short body, long legs off. And it stretches. I'd take probably an 80, you might do a 90, Chloe, but that's gonna be a neutral shade that will go on so many things. I think that's a great belt. Then we've got a sort of few other kind of more, you know, traditional belts. I mean, not that interesting. That's the most interesting belt to me there. Got a bit of a mix here. You know, sometimes it's not great to go into Zara at the very beginning of February because they haven't really got they haven't lit the fire of spring fashion. But we kind of feel we might have got some money in the bank. We feel that, you know, our overspending at Christmas is slightly receding. So there is that sense you want to try something. Now, I had in the summer a jacket that I wore a lot, which is white with black, but they've done a look of the tuxedo jacket. If you don't have a black tuxedo jacket with a narrow lapel, this is a jacket that will suit every single person. It's a great shape to give you a waist. And if you have in your wardrobe only quite, you know, oversized jackets, and you are, let's say, 14, 16, consider getting, you know, the XL, which is probably like a 14, 16, but it will give you the fit. So even go the L if this stretches, there's stretch in here, because you've done that, Chloe, you've gone to an L, and you've just felt that shape, yeah?
Depends on the cut.
Depends on the cut, but with stretch, I think it can, and without stretch, I agree, it's a no-go. All right, down here, this is always, you know, like there's a lost corner of Zara. It's like I never find anything in this corner, but let's just see. Quite pretty dress, but I'm not into chiffon-y prints at the moment. So, you know, it's that sort of, it's the leftovers of that 70s inspiration. Kind of wintry coat, but I think it's, the fabric is wintry and the print is wintry, so I don't know if I'll be buying that now. Wouldn't take me into the spring. This is a new rendition of the one that's, the first one they did was like the Hermes scarf in the oranges, so they've done a different color palette. I actually much prefer this color palette. You had the orange one, didn't you? And it was such good colors on you, but with me probably that's softer. And the print is a bit smaller in size. And I think the blocking of the print, you'd kind of really want to feel you'd wasted it so that that didn't look like you had a very long body. But I think really pretty combinations, a very successful print. This is, you know, these kind of things, again, are layering pieces because I might wear that as a bit of volume, but I might, you know, tuck that in at the front, and then you've got that lovely kind of drag at the back. I like the sleeve, I think it's quite fun, but you want to feel comfortable where that ends, so if it ends here, that it doesn't suddenly age you, because sleeve lengths, I think, make things look really cool or slightly old-fashioned. So I'd have to try it on, and I don't know yet, but it's interesting. White suit, interesting. See what else. We're now in Zara Basic. Like, this is really, this section is probably the clothing in the majority of Zara's, because I've said this to you before, but it's really worth repeating. is I've found so many of you comment and say that there are, you know, I never see in my Zara what you show me. So this Zara in the King's Road is like a mecca for people who follow Trinny London and come to buy our makeup, because they know it's like one of the best Zaras to have everything. And I think the Bond Street one has that too, the one at the top of Bond Street and Oxford Street, and maybe Knightsbridge. And I think that's like a tier 1 store. I think a tier 2 store might be like the Oracle at Reading, you know? So you'll come in and you'll sort of see this, and then you'll think, where was that lovely thing you showed me? So the only thing I can say to you is you see Chloe and I and stuff, and you can see Chloe's shape and my shape. That's why we try and do things, you know, from the high street. Then you can just, you know, get it online. I do feel disappointed that not everyone gets to see what we see in here. But that's why we do this, isn't it? Yeah. So a few prints coming up. Purple seems to be a really strong theme in Zara. I didn't see it on the sort of catwalk, that little kind of dig in I went, but there's lots of things to come. So I'm feeling, there's still the sale over there, that we're kind of done. I think we're kind of done. So that's it. But just to give you a heads up of a few nice pieces. See you soon, girls. Bye. I just saw a yellow coat, actually. Excuse me. Is that from here?
I think it's from the sale.
Oh, it's from the sale. Bye.